can get through anything, okay? And that moment, I knew my life had changed forever. How you doing? Yes. Can we all just stand up really quick? You've been sitting for me. Can we all stand up, move our legs around?
Meet Tina, stars Tina Wilson, a beacon of hope and transformation for women over 40. As a licensed life and health coach, Tina specializes in empowering those who have faced life's toughest challenges.
So when someone says, Tina, how did you do? I'm going to say, I had it at the end of their seat.
Drawing from her personal triumphs over tragedy, Tina guides women on a transformative journey. Her unique approach is grounded in the 5 pillars of transformation: mindset, heart set, nutrition, fitness, and resilience. Tina's mind, body, and soul awakening program isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving. Through her online fitness boutique studio, she merges physical well-being with emotional growth. As an international motivational speaker, Tina's voice resonates across continents. She inspires and educates through her podcast, her dynamic presence on platforms like Clubhouse and Toastmasters International, and her compelling storytelling. Celebrating her latest achievement, the publication of her first book, No More Traumedy, Tina continues to leave a lasting mark in the art of transformation.
I said I need to make a book for anyone who's had some type of trauma or tragedy, because there's no playlist. People don't like to talk about it. Remember, I was with my coach and I'm like, well, this person's got a cool thing. They do motivation. They do finances. I talk about traumedy. That's not cute. He's like, Tina, you make traumedies look good. Yeah. So I was like,
stars Tina Wilson, transforming lives by overcoming one traumedy at a time.
Hey, good morning to you and also you. Welcome to the 7 a.m. Cup of Motivation. I am Stars Tina, your host and your star, coming here Monday through Friday to bring you the motivation, inspiration, and transformation. So when you come into this space, we're going to motivation. We start every single show with a beautiful little snippet of my mentor, my coach, Lisa Nichols. As you know, Tuesdays and Thursdays, these are the days where we have special guests come in. So I'm super, super excited. If you're getting dressed, turn the volume up, share this room out in the hallways, in the digital world, right? If you're on YouTube, give it a share, Facebook, LinkedIn. Good morning and welcome. So I'm excited for our guests. I'm excited for our question of the day, but we're going to jump right in to our motivation. So Renee is going to cue up a clip in here. If you've never heard of this wonderful lady, her name is Lisa Nichols, and we like to just uplift her, because it is.
You will have to become someone you've never been before. You want to go somewhere you've never gone? You got to do something you've never done. You got to say something you've never said. You got to go to a place in you that you've never even been. You get to redesign. You are your Michelangelo. You are your greatest sculpture. And you get to recarve and you get to up-level as much as you need. You're not sentenced to this life this way. You chose it. You get to choose as much as you want. You get to design it any way you choose. You're not sentenced to your future. You have an opportunity to your future. What do you want and how do you want it? And if it doesn't make you a little afraid, then you ain't playing big enough. Your knees are supposed to knock a little bit. Your teeth are supposed to chatter a little bit. There's supposed to be at least 2 butterflies in your stomach. At least. Because if not, you're playing inside your comfort zone. And we mistake the fact that we're supposed to be comfortable 24/7. Well, let me tell you something. Comfortable is equivalent to complacent. I'll choose inconvenience every day, any day, to make a difference on the planet. I don't mind being mildly to moderately to significantly inconvenienced to leave my fingerprint on this planet. So I just came to talk to the game changers and to the change agents who are willing to confront any part of you that's not speaking to your madly, wildly amazing future. greatness. I own my light. I own my brilliance.
Thank you, Renee. Thank you. Thank you. So I don't know if you guys can hear this. Can you hear this, Renee? Because as I was listening to this, give me a text if you can hear this, Renee. I hope you can. Watching that video got me so emotional because it hit me right here. I don't know about you people, but God has been speaking to me. He has been giving me so many downloads, you know, fear and faith. Two major different things, but you heard her, right? And I'm thinking right now, if she can do it, you can do it. I can do it. And I've been saying this song in my head for a few days. So God is trying to tell you something. He's trying to tell me something, but we keep fighting it, right? Why are we fighting it? That's the question. I had to put this on so I could stop crying, people. Because when I was listening to Lisa, and even right now, maybe God is trying to tell you something. I'm going to have to put this down and shout in a second, or the part didn't come yet. So can you not sleep at night? I don't know about you, but I was up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. All these thoughts. What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? But God is telling you, he put it here. You just got to push through that fear, push through that pain. All right, here we go, Crow. This is the jumping part. Renee, come on, scream. Tracy, come on, Tracy. Woo! Come on through. Come on the camera, ladies. Join me. Hey, hey, hey. God is. He's trying. Come on now. Woo, woo. God is trying. God is trying to tell you something. God is trying to tell you something. Woo! Guess what? Right now, right now, right now. Okay, end it. Say I'm scream with me, people. Whew. Whew. I tell you, this show, I don't even know if I could do a real show on TV, guys, because I'm just like all over the place with my feelings. I have a whole script. I have a board over there with the script of what we're supposed to do. But it's like, I get these downloads, Tracy, from God. They just kind of hit me. And it hit me. That one hit me. You saw me, Renee. I was in the back. I was like, okay, Tina, get it together. Get it together. Because I've been through a lot of traumatides in my life, you know? And it's just like listening to her, you have to make that decision. He gives it to you, right? So I do want to welcome Tracy. Welcome, Tracy. That is our producer, Renee. And tell me what that video brought up for you guys. Because for me, it's just like every second, every day, it's just like, all right, Tina, just jump out the window. Tracy, and then Renee. Tell me what you thought of that.
Wow, that was fabulous, Tina. It reminded me of The Color Purple when I saw it for the very first time. But you know, Lisa Nichols, oh my goodness, she said that your knees should be knocking and you should be doing something that takes you out of your comfort zone. And it reminds me of what John Maxwell says. He says, everything that you want is on the other side of your comfort zone, and how we have to get out of our comfort zone.
So Tracy, being a financial person, all right, because what about if you're like scared of that? What do you tell people that you say, jump out of your comfort zone? How do you do that with, you know, being smart with your finances as well? I'm curious your thoughts on that.
Well, you just have to do it. You know, you have to be like Nike and just do it. Just do it. Be like Nike. Think about the Nike slogan and just do it. That's what I tell my clients. Just do it. Do it afraid. Do it scared. Feel the fear, but just do it anyway.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Renee, what did you think about what Tracy, what Lisa said? Did it empower you? Did it impact you? Did it get your soul? Just talk to me, girlfriend.
Yes, and yes. And that song just fits right in. And what it brought out in me is God is not going to lead us somewhere and then forsake us. So we are capable. It made me remember a verse in a song that said, be not afraid. I go before you always. Come follow me and I will lead you there. So.
Wow. So I have to say something to everyone watching this. I've known Renee for a little over 2 years. You'll get the exact number. And each day I learn more and more about her. Like, do you have that scripture by memory, or did you search it in the Bible?
No, from memory. That's from my elementary school days. That is one of the songs that I listen to.
I love it. I love it. Makes me feel even closer to you. All righty. So you guys might as well stay on here. We have a question of the day. We like to start off with that. But before we do that, I want to introduce our special guest here because our question is tied into her. So Tracy, if you would like to introduce yourself, tell everyone who you are. Renee, you can pop out if you want. And Tracy, just tell us who you are and what you do. We'd love to see that.
Awesome. Stars Tina. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. You took me to church this morning, so I really, really needed that. But I'm Tracy Oriomi. I'm a financial educator here in Atlanta, Georgia. And I teach women about money and how money works, because we know how to make money, we know how to spend money, but a lot of times we're not doing smart things with our money. So my goal and my crusade and my mission is to help eradicate financial illiteracy. April is Financial Literacy Month, and this is the month to help eradicate financial illiteracy.
I love that. I love that. And I brought you on because you have an event coming up. Yes. Can you tell us about that, please?
Absolutely. We have an event coming up next Tuesday, April 9th. It's the Health, Wealth, and Wisdom Summit. We want you to get your money straight in 2024. So we're going to be talking about health, wealth, wisdom, how to elevate your relationship. Stars Tina is going to be one of our featured speakers, and I'm so excited to have you as one of our featured speakers.
I love it. I love it. Now, Tracy, what can people take away from this summit? What are some things that they can look forward to getting?
Well, they're going to learn a lot because I have 5 speakers. Each speaker is going to be speaking on different topics. They're going to learn how to up-level their health in 2024. A lot of people had health goals at the beginning of the year to get more healthy, to get more fit. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how to get fit financially, how to get fit in your relationships, because we want you to be healthy in all areas of your life, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, in your relationships. We even have a gentleman speaking all the way from Turkey who's going to talk about how to leverage your relationships. So you're going to learn a lot. 70% of women feel like they can never retire. They won't be able to retire. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a multitude of things. So everyone is going to leave away with something that they can implement right away.
I love that. I love that. So if you're watching, there's a link that's scrolling on the bottom right now so you can sign up. This is a free event, correct, Tracy?
It is a free event, but they want to go to healthwealthwisdom2024.com to register. Healthwealthwisdom2024.com to register. We would love to see you there.
And what time is it and when is it again?
11 a.m. until 2 p.m. EST, Eastern Time.
On Tuesday, correct?
On Tuesday. So you can jump in on your lunch hour. If you got 30 minutes, an hour, however much time you have to spare, we would love to have you come and listen to these incredible speakers, including yours truly, Stars Tina.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All righty. So Renee is going to put our question of the day up there. I'd like to have a question of the day. And if you're watching this and you want to reply, you can reply. And of course, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see, but that's okay because it's here, right? The question of the day is, how do you maintain a positive mindset and stay resilient with your finances during challenging times or challenging setbacks? Because, some people, when things get really bad, they just kind of freeze up, right? So how do you maintain a positive mindset? I can definitely answer that. Like, that is so simple for me because it's been, when I was younger, most of my life when I was raising my children. So the mindset for me was something that I did, Tracy, was I took myself to a state of gratitude, right? Just being super grateful for what I had. Yes, I might have not been able to go on that vacation with the family when they went to the Grand Canyon. And I think about all the memories they did, but that's okay, right? I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to go to other vacations, or maybe you weren't able to get that new bag that you wanted to get. well, I'm grateful that I had a home, right? So for me, what I used to do and I currently do if I need to, I just go to a state of gratitude, because I think of those people that don't even have clean, fresh running water, or, something like that. I think we tend to take the little things for granted that we really, shouldn't. So that's my reply to that. What's your reply, Tracy?
That's a really good question, Tina. Women rank financial issues as their most pressing concern in their lives. I think about my grandmother. Who only had a 5th grade education, but she was a master of her money, and she had that intestinal fortitude. So I think about her, and I think about how grateful she was for the little things. And she would often tell me, Tracy, it's not what you make, it's what you keep. And she said if she only made $5 a week, Tina, she saved 2. So I think about my grandmother and her intestinal fortitude, and that's what gets me through.
What do you think the difference is? Because I agree with you. I think of my grandmother. We had a huge house. Like, it was maybe 15, 20 of us in this house, because it was like a 3-family house. And I remember every Christmas, it was tons of food. Every Thanksgiving, tons of food, but we were definitely, I don't know, I guess poor, we didn't really have money, but we always had what we needed. And I, thinking about it now, like, we had in the basement, we had this closet, and whenever ShopRite had those can sales, I don't know if anyone here knows ShopRite, she would always buy cans and cans of food. So in the basement, we had tons and tons of food. It could have been like the end of the world, but we had enough food. We had 2 freezers in the basement. And I was just like, where did she get the money from? And I remember, she used to clean houses, and she would have like these little bags of quarters and, just savings. How do you think they were able to do that? And how can we, take our grandparents, mindset, thoughts, and bring it to today?
That's a really good question, Tina. And my grandmother also was a cleaning lady. That's what she did for a living. She was a cleaning lady. And then later she ended up getting a job working in a school cafeteria. But we have to think about our future self, because the decisions that we make today are going to impact our future. And my grandmother said to me, she said when she was 35 years old, she realized that one day she was going to get old, and that she needed to start preparing for her old lady self while she was young.
Old lady self.
So that's what we have to do. Think about our grandparents and how they were able to save. My grandmother was born in 1920.
So was mine.
Oh my goodness. So they lived through the Great Depression and all of that. So, we have to think about our future self. We have to think about, what are we doing today to prepare for our future self? And I just thought that was so revealing when my grandmother said one day she realized at the age of 35 that she was going to get old, and she just started saving her money. If she only made $5 that week, she saved 2. That's almost 50% of her income that she was able to save.
Exactly. My grandmother was actually born in 1930, not 20. I was just so excited to be on the same page with you. So I have a question for you. For people today, when should they start saving for their future, I guess, retirement? And are you ever retiring? Because for me, like, when I think of retiring, I guess it depends on the type of retiring. Like, I just want to keep moving and do the things I love for the rest of my life. Maybe not all the time, but when do you think is the best time to start saving for your future?
I think the best time to start is right now. And just right now. Tina, you're never too young to start saving, and you're never too old to start saving. So just start where you are right now, because the sooner you start, the more time you have for your money to compound and grow and have babies.
What about that person? They say, I don't have the money. I have this bill, I have that bill, I have that, what about that person right there? What do you tell them? Because do you have clients like that?
Absolutely. Start taking your lunch to work. Maybe don't eat out as much. A lot of people like to eat out. Maybe eat out 1 day a week instead of 5 days a week or 3 days a week. We have to find ways to cut back. You might have to pick up a side hustle to bring in extra income. You might have to start a business to bring in extra income. But just try to cut back. The key is to spend less than you earn. You want to make sure you spend less than you earn. A lot of people spend more than they earn. You want to make sure you have more money than month.
Exactly. I want to talk about real quick because in America, unfortunately, everyone is on this hustle bus. I have to work all the time. And the work-life balance, the enjoying life, enjoying people, it's like out the window. It's totally out the window. And I'm not sure if you've traveled to other countries. Like when I went to Costa Rica, my daughter said something. She was like, the people here, they have one job and then they go home and enjoy their day and they enjoy their family. And I was listening to Dr. Della Toro's book, and he was talking about joy and happiness and how it rates in the world. And he was saying they did a study to see who has the most joy, the most happiness. I think China was number one, Costa Rica was number two, and America was like way on the bottom. Because when it comes to happiness, when it comes to joy, some people think it's all about the money, it's all about the glitz, it's all about the glam. And yes, that's great. Yes, that's cool. But I want to just invite everyone that's watching to think, I loved how you said, Tracy, get a side hustle, make sure it's something that you enjoy. But why are you going for this, this money? And I used to live in New Jersey. I love Jersey. I'm a Jersey girl. I'll always be a Jersey girl. But explore other things. Lisa Nichols was saying, do something different. Fear, just be, you might be afraid. And I'm thinking, I lived in North Carolina for a bit. I'm in Texas right now. I'm thinking about going to Florida, just thinking, okay, where am I going to go next in my life? And I'm like, I'm not saying we're brainwashed, but it's like, you don't have to stay in the rat race, people. There's other parts of the country, other parts of the world where you can go so you can enjoy your life. So you're not getting up in the morning, going to work, going to another work. Because legit, Tracy, I was working like 7 days a week, 2, 3, 4. I was like in Jamaica, 2, 3 job, 4 job. I was like always working. Always. And was the money saved? No, because the more you make, the more you spend, right? So what are your thoughts on that? Agree, disagree? What are your thoughts with America and the working and life-work balance?
That's a really good question, Tina. And, America is a country where we're big on consuming. We're consumers. We like to spend. It's all in the advertising. Every commercial is about spending, buying. And, I think about my daughter who is 26 years old. She said, Mom, we don't need as much as we think we need. She's a minimalist. She's like, we don't need.
There's a movie like that. Have you seen the movie Minimalist?
I have not seen the movie.
It's on Netflix. Give it a watch. Keep going. Minimalist.
Oh, awesome. Thanks for that. Yeah, but we don't need as much as we think we need, Tina. And we have to stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. It's not necessary. And, Credit Ninja has a term that I really, really love. She says, don't go broke trying to look like you're not broke. It's not necessary. It's not necessary to try to keep up with the Joneses. But that's America. That's the American way. Spend. And we need to take a step back from that because, like my daughter says, we don't need as much as we think we need. And think about those countries that value, spending time with family and taking that time out for yourself and shutting down, a couple of hours during the day, during lunch.
Yes,
we have to take that time to reset.
Tracy, I want to get back to what your daughter said. What's her name, by the way?
Her name is Kayla.
Kayla,
I think you met her once on one of your Zoom calls.
Oh, beautiful. So Kayla is so wise. Of course, she got that from her mother. But thinking about the minimalist, I'm going to talk about food really quick. Like when you go to a restaurant, and I realized this years ago when I, was really into my fitness journey, like when you go on, it doesn't have to be a date, when you go to eat with someone else, usually you'll get an appetizer. This person will get a meal. This person will get a meal. You might get dessert, and then you have leftovers, right? So now I think, why are we getting so much food? First of all, you're not going to eat all the food. And if you do eat all the food, you should not be eating all the food because we don't need it all. Or take it in home. Now, if you're taking it home, I get it because you use it for a second meal. But this is what I invite you to do. What I would tell my aunt to do: get one appetizer if you want, and one meal, and split that meal in half with the other person. Not only are you saving money, but it's healthier for your body. We don't need all that food. Now, if you're in one of those high-end restaurants and they give you like that much food, it's okay. Those type of restaurants, Tracy. It's like $100 and you get a piece of meat that big. Then it's okay to eat the whole thing. What are your thoughts on that? Because I just think of gluttony. We're just like, we want more and more.
You know what? You're right. And that goes back to just that consumerism. We just feel like we have to have more and more and more. And even after you finish your meal, the waiter comes back or the waitress come back. What do you want for dessert? And then you're piling on the dessert. And, we need to take a step back, because that's more money that we can have in our pocket if we just think about conserving.
If you're just coming in, this is the 7 a.m. Cup of Motivation. We are interviewing Tracy today. Tracy is having a virtual event on Tuesday. It's absolutely free. You can click on the bottom there. If you miss it, you can still sign up, and maybe you can get the replays and watch it later, because it's all about Financial Literacy Month. Tracy, what is something you would like to leave us with before we get out of here today?
One thing I like to leave you with is, life is a series of decisions. And the average person makes about 33,000 decisions per day. That's a lot of decisions.
Wow.
Yeah, about 33 decisions today. So just think about your future self, like my grandmother said. Is your future self going to be proud of you? Is your future self going to be proud of the decisions that you're making today? So make sure you're looking out for your future self when you're making those decisions today, because you want your future self to be proud of you.
I love that. And I have to piggyback off that question for you, Tracy, because some people, they take a long time to make decisions. It's like, should I do this? Should I do that? I don't know. I tend to be on that bandwagon sometimes. And I've been told that leaders make decisions quick and to the point. What are your thoughts on that? On someone who's kind of stuck with decisions?
I'm going to go back to Nike. Just do it. Make the decision. Don't hesitate. Don't get analysis paralysis. Make the decision and stick with it. Because you're right. I think it was Napoleon Hill that said leaders make decisions quickly and they change them rarely. So make the decision.
I missed that last part. Say that again for the person in the back of the room. Say that whole thing again.
Yes, make your decision and stick with it, because leaders make decisions quickly and they change them very slowly. So just be like Nike and do it.
Okay, so Tracy, so if you're watching this, I'm getting a lot from Tracy here today. Tracy is leading. She is screaming from the mountaintop. She's saying, be like Nike, just do it. If you claim to be a leader, I'm talking to myself right now. If you claim to be a leader, you're going to make a decision. Not only are you going to make that decision, you're going to make it quick, you're going to make it fast, and you're going to slowly move away from that decision. Okay, Tracy, one more thing. So when you're making this decision, I'm saying this because I have a few decisions I have to make in my life. And I'm kind of stuck. I'm like that little, I don't know. So when you're making these decisions, what do you balance them on to, like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do? Because I've heard someone say once before, well, how do I know I'm making the right decision? And I said to that person, well, it's no wrong decision. If God's there, it's going to happen. There's no right, there's no wrong. What are your thoughts on that?
Listen to your intuition. Listen to your gut. You're going to know in your gut if it's the right decision. Always listen to your intuition. Usually the first thought is going to be the best one for you. That very first thought. Listen to your intuition. Your intuition will not lead you wrong.
I love it. I love it. And if you're watching this, I actually met Tracy a few years ago. I think it was in Kentucky. We did a race with Glenn Lundy. We met on Breakfast with Champions, which was founded by Glenn Lundy. If you're not on Clubhouse, get on Clubhouse. Tracy, when am I seeing you again? You're in Georgia, right?
I am in Georgia, yes, in Atlanta.
Are you going to any events this year? Because it's all about the events, meeting in person. Any events?
It's all about the events. I'm actually going to an event this month with Dr. Sonia Stringer. It's here in Atlanta.
Oh, I love her.
April.
I love her. Oh my gosh, she is amazing. I see all her little, I'm going to say commercials. I've been in a couple of her lives or whatever. She is just powerful. And you've worked with a lot of great people. I know I said we were getting out of here. I'm getting on a roll. Can you just tell us? I know you had us on your Les Brown event. Tell us some of the things that you've done. I want to give you your flowers right now. Flowers for Tracy. Flowers for Tracy. Tell us all the wonderful things you've done, Tracy.
Well, I was a part of the Les Brown Hungry to Speak program last year, and it was amazing. And that was my first time actually being a part of a summit. And he encouraged us back then to do more summits. And a couple of weeks ago, I said, you know what, I'm just going to put on this summit. I'm going to invite some amazing speakers. a lot of the speakers I met on Clubhouse, and we're coming together to put on this summit. So I've done that. I was nominated Woman of the Year as part of a community called Celebrate You on Facebook, wonderful Facebook community. So I'm very proud of that. And I just want to make sure that women are empowered. I want to make sure, I want to uplift women because this is a movement for me. It's a movement to make sure that women are empowered mentally, spiritually, physically, financially, and in their relationship. And I want women to get out of the red and come into the black in all areas of their life.
I love it. And with that being said, that was perfect, Tracy. I'm so glad that God has put me into your circle and, you know, that we're a part of each other's community. Make sure you follow Tracy. Her link's on the bottom right there. I am Stars Tina. This is the 7 a.m. Cup of Motivation. We're here Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. I want you guys to remember, you are amazing. Peace. And about
Thank you, Tina. Thanks for having me.
Tracy.
This was
Bye.
wonderful.
Yay. See you Tuesday.